This is a short video about how to build decking. This is me removing my old decking. It had been sat on the mud for 10 years and because of that the wood was rotten and it was time for a new one. So here is all the new timber. I bought this from Tuin, T-U-I-N, and here's the area where the decking is going. So this time I'm going to try and elevate it just slightly. So I've put these paving slabs in there, built them up with soil. Hopefully when the frame is evenly sat on them, I'll do it with a proper bit of string and make sure it's all level. I've got a spirit level out and everything. For the cross beams, this end we're doing it about 450 from here to here to here. The only exceptions being where I've put two here for where the ends of the decking boards will come. So one board will come up to here and then the next board will come here. I've read that it's best to have two and not just to try and screw two decking boards in on one cross beam. Because it's a 6 metre long piece of decking, I didn't have any joists for the main square of the frame that were long enough, so I've put this joint in here. Got 4 coach screws and this is probably about 300 millimeters long. It's probably a bit short. Some of the I did watch one video that recommended perhaps as much as 600, but again, once this is all rested firmly on solid footings, I'm happy that this will be strong enough. And then for each cross beam, I've done it with 2 nice long coach screws. I drilled a small pilot hole through, and then because there's quite a large part on the coach screw with no thread, I've then done a bigger pilot hole just through into this beam here and then screwed them in, and they've gone in quite nicely. Once I had the pilot holes, I tried a couple without pilot holes and it was not going in very well at all, so it's a definite must to do pilot holes first. Okay, so the frame is now in situ. Really pleased with how solid it is. I can walk along around everywhere. The beams are all directly against the slabs. There's a couple of beams where I didn't have slabs and I've just screwed in some short pieces of wood. Happy with the height and it's all level. Just incidentally, I was going to show you the coach screws that I used. Came in a box like this. It's got one of those ends there. So that's the coach screw. And I used exactly the same method as I described earlier for the corners as well. I didn't do anything different. I did have a cable over here, so I had to use a jigsaw to cut out a semicircle. Okay, so I'm calling it a day for the day. I've put a few more of the wood bits in just to make sure, just to use up the wood really, and just to make it as strong as possible. One thing I forgot to mention as well, I'm having an extra bit here. Just going to use it as storage for like or for a storage unit or for a barbecue. We had a big bush there before that we didn't really want, so we cut it out, and there we go. So planks on tomorrow. Good morning, day 2. I've started the boards, making good progress. So I'll just talk about a couple of bits I've come across that might help you if you're doing your own decking. So this is the first. I've put a decking board on the front here, and I had artificial grass that was worked up to the working up to the old decking. So I've literally just cut about a foot off the edge of the grass, and I've probably got an inch or two under here, and it's just come out at a perfect height. So I've used one plank, a decking along the front, and I'm just really lucky that it's come out. That once you sort of stick the grass in the gap, it's a good finish. So one issue I am having is that because I'm using 4.2 or 4.8 meter planks, some of them are really sort of twisted and bent. So sometimes when I put in a plank down, I'll screw it in at one end and literally, to make sure that I've got a consistent gap as best I can in between the plank all the way along, I'm having to screw this short bit in and use a crowbar and push it in to then screw it down. Just be careful if you're doing it that you don't mark your decking planks. Make sure you put any marks on your rough bit of wood. And then we are here is the door that I mentioned yesterday. So again, I'm happy with the height of the door. So literally just going to be coming straight out onto these planks. But as it stands, I'm pleased. It feels firm. There's no movement in it, and I've just got the rest to do. Okay, so here we are. There's just a couple of minor bits that I haven't been able to do because I didn't order enough decking boards. I need one plank to go on the end here. I didn't order enough planks to go on the small extra bit that I did here. Other than that, we're all done. Cutting this last plank here, it's narrower than all the others, so I had to cut around the power cable here and the window sill all the way along, but I'm pleased how it's come out. It's just level. And then patio slab wise, I've cut all of these in half so you can still get the wheelie bins down here without having to go into the stones. And then I did an L1 here